Welcome to the first episode of Tools Playground. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get into the video. In today's episode of Tools Playground, I will be helping you decide what kind of drill to get. So stay tuned to figure out what drill you should buy. Alright, you decided you want to buy a drill, but you don't know which one to get. There's corded, cordless, there's a whole bunch of brands to choose from. You're overwhelmed, you don't know which one to get. Well, today I've broken down the drills you can get into some categories so you may decide what drill to get for what application you're using it for. So the first category is corded versus cordless. Corded, well, let's just say they're a thing of the past. You know, they've got this long cord, gets tangled up, and well, you're stuck in one spot where there's an outlet. So you can't go wherever you want. You'll have to bring a generator or be near an outlet. Not only is that, inconvenient, these are heavy, they're bulky, they're not quite that comfortable in the hands. And while they do produce a lot of power, they're just not convenient nowadays. Battery powered drills have just become the thing. You can buy cordless, which is the second category, and these are powered by a battery. Now you can get bigger or smaller batteries depending on your application or price range or whatever, but I have here a small DeWalt battery. Now with batteries, they will have a voltage. You can get a 20 volt drill or a 12 volt drill. Now these are going to be different in different countries. I know in the UK a 12 volt drill is like a 10.9 volts. The 20 volt is 18 volts, and it really just, they're all the same. 12 volt and 10.9 volt are the same thing. 18 and 20 volt are the same thing. In fact, I have with me this Makita, and I have this an 18 volt battery. And here's what I mean by bigger batteries. So you can see here, I have two batteries. One's a larger one. This one's 1.5 amp per hours. So that is a measurement of how many amps this battery will discharge in an hour. So when you're drilling and you're doing holes or screws or kind of things or whatever, this battery will only discharge at a 1.5 amps per hour. And so it won't give you as much runtime or as much power as a 4 amps per hour. The more amps, the more power, the longer it will last. So I have the Makita 4 amp hour here and DeWalt 1.5 amp hours. This one is a 20 volt, this one is an 18 volt. They're the same thing. This is 20 volt max, which is the maximum voltage this puts out. This is 18 volts, which is the nominal, just plain voltage that you'll be getting, normal voltage. Typically, a corded drill will have what is called a key chuck. You need this little tool here called a chuck key to tighten and loosen this. So for instance, if I have a bit here, you insert these into your chucks. These are called the chucks here. So I will insert it in here and then tighten it down with this. So you'll insert it into the little keyhole here and then just turn it. Now you can see I can't loosen it with my hands. I have to take the key to loosen it. With the keyless, there is no tool required. You simply stick it in and you turn this. And to do this quickly, what most people do is they put it in forward, They hold the sleeve here between their palm and their pinky or ring finger there, and then they'll put their bit in there and then slowly pull the trigger. You can see it's in. And then most of the newer drills will have a ratcheting chuck. If you listen carefully, you'll hear a click. And what the ratcheting chuck does is ensure a tight grip on the bit so it doesn't fall out or start spinning and loosen up. So listen carefully. Hear that? It's clamping down on this with the ratcheting chuck to ensure this doesn't come out. So now this isn't going anywhere. And then simply rotate the opposite direction, pull it out. That simple. Takes a lot longer with the corded drill. Now with these cordless drills, you will see here there is this collar with a bunch of different numbers. Now with the cordless drills, or the corded drills, they will not have this. Only the cordless drills have these. There will be a number, typically 1 through 10, or 1 through 16, or 1 through 20. Some drills even have 1 through 100. And these are preset torque settings for when you're driving a screw. You will set this, I'm going to set mine to 1. I'm going to insert my bit, ratchet down, and then when you go to drill in a screw, if you hear that, it stops. What that does is it disengages the motor from the chuck and stops the rotation of this chuck here. So you can see it spinning. If I hold this, you can see it won't spin. So what that does is ensure that you don't go too far in your wood when you're drilling a screw. If I go to a higher setting, it takes more force. And then finally, if you go to highest, it takes a lot of force. Now, when you're drilling a hole or something that requires the maximum power these can produce, there is a drill icon that you turn it to, and that disengages it. So you can see now it's so powerful that I can't hold it. Now the chuck or the motor will turn this chuck until the motor physically can't handle the load. At that point, it'll shut down, and you'll have to release the trigger and then re-engage the trigger to allow the motor to go again. Another thing the cordless drill has is a selector on top. This selector helps the motor be more prepared, or it puts it in a certain mode for a certain application. So typically you'll have 2 speeds, but some drills can have up to 3 or even 4 speeds, depending on what model you get. Both of mine here have 2 speeds, and there is 1 and 2. So put it on speed 2 to get a faster rotation but less power. Put it on speed 1 to get slower rotation, but you get a lot more power. So when you're in speed 1, be careful that you are not drilling into anything that'll get caught, because if you get caught with your drill bit and you're drilling and the drill bit gets stuck, the drill will twist out of your arm and it could potentially sprain or even break your wrist. So be careful when you are in speed 1 that you are careful when you're drilling and doesn't get caught. But that's the difference. So depending on what you're doing, if you're drilling into wood or if you're screwing or whatever, you can put it in speed 2. If you're going to drill into like metal or whatever, you want a slower rotation or faster rotation. It just helps you dial in the drill to your specific task. Another thing to look out for when you're buying a cordless drill is if you decide to get it used, you can get it a lot cheaper and normally get a higher end drill for cheaper than you would getting it brand new. But note that there will be older drills as well that have old style batteries, such as this one. As you can see, it is huge. It is heavy, clunky, bulky. It's just, this is a NiCad battery. Now, NiCad is the old style batteries. It's what the cells inside are made out of, nickel cadmium. So nowadays we've switched over to lithium-ion battery cells. This enables the batteries to be lighter, more compact, and to have a longer charge time, and typically they will last longer. Over years and years of use, they will last longer than an iCAD will. Alright, so recap. What are we looking for on a drill? Well, you want your drill to be cordless. This is super convenient, and you can just buy multiple batteries. So when this one dies, fire this on the charger and add a new battery. If you get a bigger battery, they will come with battery indicators, so you actually can tell how much battery is left on this, so that's pretty handy there. You want a keyless chuck. You want 2 speeds on top. Some drills will not have this, so I would highly recommend looking for a drill that has the multiple speeds. And you want an LED light. So those are what I would look for when buying a drill. Alright, so now it comes down to the brand. Now I could go on and on about brands, but that would just make the video way too long. So I will make a video in the future about a bunch of the different brands out there and what I think about them. And I'm going to try to keep all my videos under 15 minutes if possible. But I'm going to give you 3 brands into 3 different categories: light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty drills. So if you are looking for a drill, a light duty drill, to be able to do just housework here and there, I'm going to recommend you pick up Black & Decker. You can get it for real cheap, and it'll do light duty work. If you want medium duty and you want to do something a little more advanced DIY, I would recommend you go with Porter Cable. Porter Cable makes some good stuff for an affordable price, and it's not going to break the bank. If you are going to be doing professional heavy duty stuff that you need a good brand of drill with the power, I would recommend 2 brands: DeWalt or Makita. DeWalt makes some really good stuff, and all in all their stuff is affordable, and there's tons of tools, tons of batteries, but the one downside is the batteries tend to be a little expensive, but there's the trade-off: you get a really good quality tool with DeWalt. The second brand is Makita. They make really good stuff as well, but Makita's batteries are a lot more affordable than the DeWalt batteries. Both brands are great, so it's really up to your opinion. Alright, before I end the video, I just want to give you a little heads up here. When you are buying a drill in the store, there will be what are called combo kits, and that is where it comes with a drill, an impact driver, and the charger. Typically they will come with 2 batteries, but some will only come with 1, but they'll always come with the charger, impact driver, drill, and 1 or 2 batteries. Now this is a really good deal if you are going to be doing a lot of screw driving as well as drilling, because an impact driver is a must-have if you do anything with screws. The impact driver is built and designed specifically to drive screws, so this will take up less battery life over the course of driving with the screws than this would. These are lighter, more balanced, and they're quicker than the drill. So if you're going to be driving screws, I highly recommend you do a combo kit. Now with the impact driver, you don't have a chuck, you have what's called a collet, and this allows you to put in these hex shank bits with the little divot, and some models you can just push in, which is called a quick insert, such as this one here, where you just push it in and it's secure, and then you pull this out, and then this is now loosened and you can just pull it out. But other models you have to hold out the collet to insert it, and then hold out the collet to remove it. But this is a combo kit when it comes with the drill and impact driver, charger, and 1 or 2 batteries. So if you see this and you do anything with screws and drilling, I highly recommend you pick this up. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helped you decide what drill to buy, and I hope you guys will please like and subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.